You know, a lot of people sometimes ask the question, why do we read the Quran when we don't understand it? So there's an elderly man, he was busy reciting the Quran and enjoying its recitation when his grandson came up to him. And he said, Dadaji, why are you reading when you don't understand it? He said, well, do me a favor. Can you see that basket there? It was a coal basket, all dirty and filthy. He said, can you run down to the river, fill it up with water and come back? So being an obedient grandson, he picks up the basket, he runs down to the river, he fills it up with water, and he runs all the way back. Now, obviously it's a basket, so the water just drains out. He gets back and the grandfather says, where's the water? He says, well, Dadaji, it's a basket, so it's not going to hold the water. He said, give it one more try and do it fast so that some water's there. So he runs down, he scoops the water and then runs back. But he gets back and there's nothing there. The grandfather says, just for me, try one more time. So again, he runs about, he dips the basket in the river, he pulls it out and he comes back. But he knows that it's not going to hold water, but he's just trying to placate his grandfather. So he gets back and says, here you go. So he says, where's the water? He said, well, Dadaji, I told you, it's a basket. The water's just all flowed out of it. He said, okay, now look at the basket. He looked at the basket and suddenly realized that it seemed like a brand new basket. He said, you know, the basket hasn't held the water, but what has the water done to it? It's cleaned it inside and out. He said, the Quran is exactly the same. If you can read it with translation, understanding, commentary, brilliant. That's the best thing you can ever do, and it's the most enjoyable thing. But even if you recite it without understanding, you are rewarded for every word with 10 good, every letter with 10 good deeds. And then on top of that, the blessings that Allah Azza wa Jal sends upon you for reciting His glorious Quran are beyond comprehension. And he said, the way that this basket has been cleaned by the 3 trips of water that you did, every letter, every word, and every ayat of the Quran cleans a person from inside and out. The heart, mind, and soul find purification, peace, and tranquility. This is the glorious Quran. So in this Ramzan al-Mubarak, if you can recite with tarjuma and tafsir, with translation and commentary, brilliant. But if you can't, at least recite the glorious Quran for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, and stick with it. And the harder you find it, the more reward you get. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.